studying computer engineering at the University of Central Florida. So that has allowed me to apply some of that knowledge, some of that logical thinking, as well as the scientific method in studying the unseen realms. My website is angeldivinehealing.com, and you can contact me on any one of those mediums through email, Facebook, Instagram, or if you would like, you can ask me for my number and we can communicate or set up a session. So the title of today's talk is Restoring the Divine Blueprint. And that's such a large topic, I don't think it can be covered in just one talk, but we're certainly going to do our best. And let's begin by creating a sacred space. So if you can close your eyes, calling for the angelic realms to be present here, calling for all dragon beings, all of our soul family, galactic ascension teams, and all galactic and other law of one abiding beings who also abide by the law of do no harm, to be present in this space. And just open yourself up to receive and to feel their energy. These beings are not higher than us. They simply are, and they want us to be on their level. They want us to have all the abilities that they have. Inviting all of the Arcturian collectives, inviting all of the Andromedans, inviting the positively oriented Pleiadian star families, the Sirians, the Lyrans, all the Reiki masters and guides, all healing guides, and any law of one abiding beings that you personally relate with. May they be present here, inviting our highest selves, and filling up the room with the golden healing energy. And just breathe in this golden liquid light. See it coming into your field. Anything that shouldn't be there leaving. Removing all implants, all disincarnate spirits, any tense energies, any worries. And just visualize those leaving and going directly back to source. Now at your heart center, visualize a green ray of energy coming in. This is the heart chakra color, as well as Mother Earth's energy. Let's send our gratitude to Mother Earth. Send this energy directly to the Earth's core. And feel the Earth's sentience sending you back this love times a million. Feel the green energy coming up from the center of the earth, rising up through the bottoms of your feet. And now there is a violet ray coming in from the cosmos, from the galactic central sun. And feel those two energies emerging at the heart center, swirling throughout the entire body, filling up the body with love, peace, with joy, activating everything that you can be, all of your highest potentials. And so it is. We all came down on this earth to fulfill our divine mission, and there is a blueprint that we came down here with. There's a blueprint for the earth, there's a blueprint for each of us individually, and we created that blueprint before birth. It was a part of a greater plan of evolution, and source consciousness has allowed us the ability to have free will. So the 12-strand DNA model, this is our original template. We were meant to have 12-strand DNA, and throughout all the galactic wars, all the manipulations, all the interferences from outside of this planet, our DNA was hijacked and it was locked down to about 3 or 4 strands. Some people have more, some of the younger children coming in, the indigos, the rainbows, the crystals, some of them have up to 6th, 7th strand of DNA. Some enlightened teachers, such as Jesus, the Buddhas, they have 12-strand DNA fully activated. And the picture that's on the screen, that is what the Diamond Sun original blueprint DNA looks like. There's a lot of different versions of this. There's higher strand DNA models. There's up to 48 within this universal time matrix. And sorry, I had to reset the video. So certain higher beings, Elohai, some of the Orphans, the Seraphims, they have 24 up to 48 strands of DNA. And what does that mean in terms of ability? The more strands of DNA, that allows for different fields of consciousness, different fields of perception. So the more activated strands of DNA you have, the more abilities you have access to. And through the many genetic manipulations and interferences, a lot of that DNA was locked down, and we're basically locked down into this 3-dimensional matrix. And some of the negative higher dimensional beings that wanted to go around from planet to planet and hijack different worlds. Unfortunately, our world was one of those planetary systems. And this has been going on for millions and millions of years. It isn't something that happened recently. Our universe traces back to, it's a lot longer than traditional science states. It's up to 980 billion years old. And that's just this universal time matrix. There's many different, within the multiverse, there's many different universal time matrices, and they each share a specific pattern, a specific geometrical pattern of composition. Those are called the Cathara grids. And a lot of the species that came on this earth, they did not resonate. So some of the beings who were not born on planet Earth, they do not resonate with the Earth's DNA template. So they wanted to alter the Earth's DNA template, and in order to suit them. So they block some of the natural electromagnetic signals that normally activate human DNA. And they've also shifted the Earth's pole, so it's slightly off balance, so that way we can't have full communication with the beings that would like to help us. There was a quarantine placed around the Earth, and that was because of the great violation of free will that we have experienced on this planet. And before this slide, I actually would like to show you guys the Cathara grid. So this is the basic geometry of everything in existence. So it's the geometry of our human light body, as well as the geometry of
Can you take a quick question?
Yeah.
Were you speaking of the Niberian electrostatic transduction net or grid?
So that is a part of the grids around the Earth.
As far as the DNA blockage?
Yeah, and they, there's so many different of these groups that they, each one of them has a specific agenda, but that's because of, they would like to be the controllers of the planet. They would like to control us. So they say that the DNA that they implanted here is the most accurate DNA. It's the one that it should be. So there's many different races. There's the beings from Neuro, but there's also approximately 2,000 different races that are interfering with Earth's DNA, with Earth's evolution right now. And a lot of those have their own agendas. So we have to be firmly rooted in the source consciousness, in our connection with the source consciousness, and then we can see through the manipulation, we can see through some of the agendas. So this is, these are what Cathara grids that were merged together look like. And this is the composition of the universe and the geometry of the universe, as well as the human biofield. So as above, so below. And we were created in the Creator's image. Let me see if I can pull up better. Yeah, this would be. Yep, so each one of these points on here represents a different stargate. So it goes 1 through 12. 12 is the highest one, that's the Lyran stargate. And this is kind of where it all began, the 12th dimension. And we were essentially brought down in consciousness. There were a lot of wars happening. So at the 12th dimension, there was phantom matrix that was created, and that's what we're currently living in. We're currently living in a reality that basically requires the assistance of higher dimensional beings to be held up. Otherwise, we would just be stuck in the reincarnation loop. We would be stuck in the phantom matrix. And the Cathara grid on the universal Cathara grid also coincides with the one around the human body. So each of these centers is something that can be activated. There may be blockages within the human light body, and this is just one layer of the light body. There are many different layers, as well as the chakra system, the hova bodies, the Cathara grid. So, because of all this lockdown, because of all this interference, all these beings interfering with our DNA, we have to get back to the original template of source, the original template of the 12-strand human DNA. And the process of DNA activation is the regeneration of our original silicate matrix. That basically means, you probably heard turning crystalline.
Mm-hmm.
So we're currently a carbon-based species. However, we are evolving into a silicate-based crystalline species. And once we do that, our light bodies, even our physical bodies become lighter. So all the things that have accumulated, all the density of 3D physical reality begins to leave in this process of DNA activation. And that's also a continuous Kundalini activation. So as we're going along our path, we are receiving more and more activation. The Kundalini energy keeps rising up the spine, and until eventually we reach a state of ascension. It's also called the full rainbow body activation. One interesting thing about the chakra system is there are 15 chakras and 15 dimensions, and that's just one of the models of the universal time matrices. There are more than 15 dimensions, but this current reality is based on the 15-dimensional model. We can connect to higher dimensions, it's just outside of this particular time matrix. The 8th chakra, that's the higher heart center, that's at the thymus gland. That is the center where the spark of the Creator, the Christ consciousness, comes in through, and that is at the moment of conception. So once that center at the thymus gland is fully activated, we begin a process of monadic integration, and that is related to the 9th chakra, which is right next to the pineal and the pituitary glands. And the 9th chakra, it's in the medulla oblongata. It's at the very base of the skull. So we can, once we receive that 8th chakra activation, we can move the energy up, just like it shows in that picture right there. And let's try this. Let's do a practical exercise. Envision Merkaba, which is the two, is everyone here familiar with the Merkaba structure?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 pyramids, one facing up, one facing down, spinning in opposite directions. The top pyramid is for the masculine energy spinning clockwise, bottom pyramid for the feminine energy spinning counterclockwise. So envision that at the center of your brain. And visualize this Merkaba exiting through your forehead, the middle of the forehead, going upwards and creating an infinity shape out through the back of the head. Then it comes out through your nose, goes back around into the thymus gland, the 8th chakra, and back around through your back into the center of the head. So let's visualize these energies moving. It's a golden energy, as well as a violet color. You're moving from the center of the head, forming the infinity symbol. And you can speed up this process. Remember to take a deep breath as you're doing this. And what we're doing is we're activating our higher dimensional aspects. So all the way through the 9th dimension, we are activating and integrating all of that energy. Let's do that for just a little bit longer. Now internally ask for DNA activation. Asking for our DNA to be activated to its highest potential. Just receive the light. You're feeling lighter and lighter. You may notice some tingling sensations, change in temperature. So this forms the Trinity circuit between the pituitary, the pineal gland, and the hypothalamus. And this Trinity pattern allows conscious awareness of our deep heart expression to be brought into the earth realm by bringing one's personal spiritual mission or divine purpose into physical actualization. So we are merging the higher dimensions and anchoring them into the physical body. Can everyone see this on the text on the screen? Is it easy to read? So let's, this is what's called contract revocation. And basically before coming down to earth, we agreed to many different contracts. The original plan from the original divine blueprint was that we get to choose our parents, we get to choose every aspect of this incarnation, but because of all the manipulations, sometimes we don't get that choice, and we're born into a family that wasn't actually our soul family, it wasn't actually our choice. Sometimes we're tacitly, implicitly giving consent to contracts that do not benefit us, that do not serve our greatest good. So by doing these contract revocations, just envision yourself going to the time and space when the contract was created, and with full intention, as you read this out loud, you feel yourself breaking free from that contract, breaking free from the limitations. So let's, if you guys would like, let's read all of this. Let's read this revocation out loud. I, in this ever-present moment of now, revoke any and all contracts that have bound me to any system of control.
I call forth my ancestors to aid me in this process of clearing and to guide me in the great unknown. Great mystery, source of
Grace me with
sacred connection, unity, peace, truth, wisdom,
and
unconditional love. I am my own pillar of strength. I am sovereign. I am free. I am you, God, source. You are me.
I ask for the universal healing energy to become active within me. I ask to be upgraded, activated, and to download all of my Akashic records in this present moment. I ask for all of creation to recognize my sovereignty. All doors, gateways, and portals to any lower frequencies are now sealed and removed. I command all implants, crucifixion implants, monitoring technologies, negative alien hooks and technologies, AI manipulations, negative entities, and thought forms to leave my body and my field in an instant. I repair and activate my DNA to its fullest 12-strand potential. I activate and fully embody the Christ consciousness from within my heart center. I ask for all downloads and upgrades available for my light body. I remove all external and internal interferences and restore myself to perfect health. I activate all of my higher dimensional abilities. I ask to remember who I am and where I came from. I restore my original divine blueprint and align my light body geometry to the natural, organic, crystal's blueprint. I record this message in the Earth's Akashic records, and for all generations, past, present, and future, to know I am Source, I am sovereign, I am free. Let's take a moment to integrate that. Let's do a quick protection and clearing. So as we're doing the spiritual work, as we raise our frequencies, some things may come up. So we would like to address those and clear anything that remains. So if you may close your eyes and envision 3 spheres of golden light. One in front of the forehead, one in front of the heart, and one in front of the root chakra. See and feel the spheres coming into your body and expanding, creating a golden sheath around all the chakras for protection. The shield is now expanding to 3 feet in all directions outside of the body. The shield is now connecting to the galactic central sun. And this powerful frequency from the galactic central sun is burning away any stuck or stagnant energy. The shield expands to encompass the entire aura. Feel the energy field surrounding the entire body, becoming cleansed, purified. And let's ask for all aspects of our soul to come back into the physical body. So just feel with every breath all parts of you coming back into your field, into your body. Now see the rainbow body is all around you and within you. See the different colors, beginning from red at the bottom and violet at the top. See the rainbow body becoming cleansed in every dimension and layer of the light body. See beautiful rainbow rows of colors shifting upwards within the aura. Now you can silently or out loud say, I ask to be connected with the fifth and sixth dimensional scalar wave frequency.
Yes, be connected to the fifth and sixth dimensional scalar frequency.
I ask for it to heal my entire body in all ways.
I ask it to heal my body in all ways.
Just feel the frequency. Notice any changes within your physical body as you slowly begin to open your eyes. And this diagram that we have on the screen here, that's the brief summary of the universal time matrix. There are the threefold founder flames at the top. There's the amethyst, the gold, and the emerald. And those are dimensions 13, 14, and 15. These are outside of time and space. So these are very very capable, very powerful, multidimensional beings who participated in the creation of the universe. And that's not to say that they're higher than us. We should see them just as they are. So they want us to be just like them. So and some of us have participated in those creational realms. We've created universes. In future timelines, we can become, say, a planet, a planetary sentience, or a sun, or a galactic central sun. So we really do have the same powers of the Creator, and we really do have all of those capabilities. It's just a matter of activating them, becoming fully aware, remembering who we are, and fully integrating that into the physical body. So this is an explanation of the scalar wave technology that we just created. There's, especially at this conference, there's so many beautiful scalar wave technologies that are here, and they're used for healing. The best way to describe scalar wave is, it's also called a standing wave, and it is a pattern of moving energy that stays in one place. Waves we generally think of as moving through space, as well as vibrating up and down, but a scalar wave is stationary or standing. Scalar waves can be used for healing. And this was discovered in our modern world by Nikola Tesla, and they're also known as scalar fields or Tesla fields. And those scalar waves can carry information, and scalar wave technology can help us to receive a transcendental healing experience. And in this healing process, individuals may bathe and be surrounded by superconductive coherent energy fields while being infused with restorative healing information. And so that's one way, one perspective of looking at scalar energy, scalar waves. Science has a thing for finding the smallest unit in existence. We used to think it was the atom, then strings, quarks. So in the model that we use in Cathara grid healing, it's the partiki, and those are the smallest units of energy. So those are the building blocks of the morphogenetic fields. Those are the fields that basically take substance, spiritual substance, and manifest it into physical reality. So they operate as minute perpetual motion fission and fusion generators. So essentially, these particles, they flash in and out of existence, and they have a particular spin. So based on that geometry, they create a field, and that's what creates physical reality as we know it. Otherwise, at our core, we are consciousness. We do not have a physical form, but of course we chose to have this experience. So this is kind of the process of manifesting into the physical reality from the spiritual planes of existence. There's a lot of information about timelines and timeline healing. A lot of healing modalities, such as Reiki, go into the past. So there's a symbol from Reiki. It's called the Hanshazi Shonin, and what that means is transcending time and space. And with that symbol, we can go back to a time when a certain trauma occurred. It can be in this lifetime, it can be in the past lifetime, and we can heal ourselves from that trauma. Why is this important? It's important because what's preventing us from restoring the divine blueprint, what's preventing us from restoring the 12-strand DNA, is those traumas, those entanglements. Throughout many lifetimes, we sunk lower and lower in consciousness until we completely forgot everything. We completely forgot who we are, where we came from, what we came here to do. So timeline healing is one of the ways that we can remember and we can correct those past timelines so that we are on the ultimate potential, on the ascension timeline in this present moment. There are fire codes within the DNA, and those are specific geometries that are within, they're actually electromagnetic impulses of sound arranged in a specific pattern. So you can, with practice, you can begin seeing those fire codes, or if you're a channeler, if you connect with Arcturian beings, a lot of times they'll channel light codes, and light codes are a language of the soul. Light codes allow us to communicate on a soul level without the limitations of physical language, which is very restricted. Many words have an association with them, especially some of the words surrounding religion, because there's been so many belief systems that have bound us to certain ways of thinking. So that's not to say that there isn't truth in all of these religions, but a lot of people form mental patterns or associations with something negative. Like, say you were being forced to go to church when you were very young, and that created this dissonance within you. So anytime somebody even brings up the word God, you immediately have an adverse reaction. So all of that can be resolved or alleviated by escaping the need to use those words and just using light language. So that can be telepathic, it can be drawn symbols, it can be spoken, and that is what came through a little bit earlier, that language that I was speaking. And we can do some more of that if we have time. So the light language can activate the fire letters, and they're basically the cellular alphabet of our DNA. So we can have a little bit more time. So what does this all mean in terms of, it's some advanced concepts. I know if you're already at this conference, you're very advanced, very evolved, but what does this all mean to the layperson? How can you explain any of this to someone who is not aware of healing, of multidimensional realities, somebody who is locked down? And that's not to separate you from anyone, we're all one, but there are certain levels of activation within the light body itself, and that's what we're working on through the light codes, through the light language. So due to so we already talked about how because of the DNA alterations that have occurred on this planet millions of years ago, and that are still occurring through poisoning of our food, all of the frequencies that are surrounding us, creating dissonance within our fields, and a lot of the other presenters at this conference study those in great detail with the biowell machines and many other ways to study bioscanning. So there's a lot of different ways to restore our original DNA blueprint. One way is through running and receiving activation codes and frequencies. That's the light language, meditation, receiving energy healing, just envisioning a higher frequency running through your body. So it's, we have another 5 minutes here.
5 minutes?
So one of the ways of activating our DNA is through the activation codes. They can be spoken, written, or even sometimes just by sending a loving thought towards someone or just an interaction, you're already activating that person. Another way to restore us to the original divine blueprint is to align with our higher dimensional aspects. So one way to do this is through intention setting. So let's actually do this right now, and I'm going to place some crystal healing bowls. And the bowls can also be infused with healing frequency, with Reiki energy. Inside of a cave that is filled with crystals coming up from the bottom, from the sides, from the ceiling, from all directions. And these crystals contain information that is stored in the form of light. ask the crystals in this cave to give us their knowledge, their information, their wisdom, and all the codes that our body needs throughout all the dimensions, throughout all existences. And just feel the energy of these crystals. Now there's one crystal that's calling out your name. Move closer to that crystal and place the palm of your left hand on the crystal. Feel the crystal giving you all of the activation codes that you need to remember your past lives, who you are as a soul, where you came from. Takashkurutuyanata moshtukurunuteyanata, iharanata yakukurunatayata shtukurunumata. Feel your light body increasing in frequency, being surrounded by golden light. Hear the sound of source. Hear the sound of your higher self. And internally ask to be aligned with your highest self. The one that is the observer, the teacher, the ascended master aspect of you. Just feel what that is like, to know all the answers, to know that within your DNA you have all the information that you will ever need. It is simply a matter of accessing that information that is stored in the form of light within your body. Takashukumukurunutuyanata, nashakarayahurantayanatta muku, uttarayatarayata, ushatanakayana. Creating a strong 12th dimensional energy field in this room. So, city of Los Angeles, state of California, as well us throughout the entire US, planet as a whole, galaxy, finally merging with the universal consciousness. Feel all of the knowledge, all of the information, wisdom, and love that exists in the universe, coming in through your higher heart center, as well as your solar plexus. You are here to restore humanity to its highest potential, original, divine blueprint. Every single one of you has a mission. Some of you know exactly what you have to do now, within the next hour, within the next day, year. If you do not know or receive that guidance, just ask internally to be connected to your highest divine self. Visualize the white healing energy coming up from the center of the earth to about 6 inches below your feet. This white energy is coming into your Earth Star chakra. This is where your life path on this earth is stored. So let's just access that point below your feet. Just feel. You may see imagery, you may hear sounds, receive communication. You may feel warm or cold. As you begin to come back into your body, call forth all aspects of yourself to be fully anchored within the body. And set the intention that the activations you receive today will carry you through the next couple of days, next week, next month. And at any point, if you feel anything less than perfect, just remember this space of clarity, peace, calmness. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. Thank you everyone for joining. Does anyone have any questions? Which one? The light language activation? Yeah. Put it up full screen.
Do you have the things that we verbally renounced and so forth? Do you have some of that like on your website or?
So I do have this one, but the idea is to write our own. Basically, we first create a sacred space, and then we revoke anything that you feel limited in. You create that. You can write your own personal revocation. So say if there's something that you feel is blocking you, you can call forth the guides and ask them to remove it, or to channel through you and to basically activate your DNA. And if there's any curses that were placed on you in the past timeline, you may remove those. You may separate from those. So what matters is the intention behind it, full intention of
Beautiful.
that healing.
Beautiful. Thank you, Angel.
Of course.
Okay, so clearly a lot of your technology has a foundation in quantum science, most likely from the Voyagers 1 and 2 books that were downloaded between 1997 and 2001, I believe. Since then, what has been the state of affairs from what has been described in Voyagers 1 and 2 till now? Has that information, I know that information was valid then, but that was 20 years ago. A lot has changed galactically and terrestrially since then. What can you tell us about the evolvement of this information since that time?
So there has been, thank you for asking that, there has been, there was a quarantine placed around the Earth because of the current state, because of the state of affairs. So it's basically limiting anything coming in or coming out. So that quarantine has been lifted, and that is what allows for those new souls coming in, the crystalline, the 12-strand DNA souls coming in, to come in and fully anchor themselves, whereas before it was a lot more difficult, and you kind of had to create a loophole in the incarnation system, the archonic grid, because the incarnation system has been hijacked, so we kind of had to work around that to come in with full memory recollection and with full activation. So that's one of those things that has changed. Now there's much higher acceleration in learning, as well as DNA activation. So things that before would have taken years, now we can accomplish in a month. So we're becoming accelerated like very, very quickly. A lot, all that information from the Keylontic science that's it's very accurate, it's very true. So there's still a 200-year window of ascension, and there's still some of the controlling systems, manipulations that remain on the planet. So we still have to work on healing ourselves, on healing the planet. But basically, the greater hijacking on a multidimensional level ended in 2012. There was an audit that was done by the prime creator of this galaxy. And in that audit, everybody's soul contracts got reworked so that essentially the violations of free will end. And I know a lot of people, that's why 2012, that's one of the reasons why it's such an important year. And I know a lot of people received their awakening or activation, Kundalini activation in 2012, and that's what happened to me. I went through a dark night of the soul in 2012, and I was opened up to a multidimensional perception, and that's happened on a global scale as well. So now there's a greater accumulation of higher frequency individuals on the planet, and I feel that we have fully merged with that timeline where we all ascend. So I don't believe that there will be any cataclysms or anything of that nature.
Do you have any information as to the activities of groups that have interests countered toward our involvement in ascension? Has that activity changed since the Voyages books were written between then and now?
So they have become more active telepathic communication, especially with the Emerald Order beings. Now it's very easy to tune in and receive through the dreams, or even in the waking hours, to receive communications with those beings. And a lot of us are realizing our higher dimensional creative aspects. Like a lot of people are seeing themselves as creators of universes, creators of galaxies. For example, there's Salver Kelly. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his. He, that's one of his teachings is also that we are creators of universes, and that is truly how powerful we are.
I was actually asking about the beings that are described in Voyagers as the unenlightened Zetas or the Alpha Draconians, or any of the beings that are running agendas counter to our evolution and ascendancy. What has been the state of the activity of those beings? Has that receded, or have they kind of like gone into the background now more, or are they still actively doing their agenda?
Yes, they have been very limited. A lot of them have left because of the increase in the frequency. So right now, it's there are still some who remain, but that's maybe, I would say, like maybe 20 to 25% of what it was before. A lot of them, their agenda simply no longer works.
So there's reason for hope then.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Any other questions? Thank you all very much. And my name is Angel. You can go to my website, angeldivinehealing.com, or any of my social media links.
Where are you based out of?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you are in Orlando, okay.